Okay. Now, I'll tell a story, and we end this session by this story. I was told either to let you go for a break before the others or after the others, but not with the others. So is this a skill? I don't know. I was asked to do this, but I will try to do it efficiently, inshallah. Okay, let's assume that we have 3 instructors. One instructor enters the room and said, "Hello, guys." And of course, it depends from course to course. "Repeat after me. Agriculture. Agriculture." The student said, "Agriculture." Not agriculture, agriculture. Agriculture. The students, I'm just repeating whatever the says, and he's doing like this. Agriculture. I'm repeating. Agriculture. And he spent half of the time repeating the same word. Of course, by the end of the course, the end of the class, the student will know exactly what they have to say. Agriculture, not agriculture. So they learn. Another instructor entered. "Hello, guys." It was a math course. "You know that the area of a triangle is 1/2 times the base times the height. Repeat after me. What is the area of the triangle? It is 1/2 times the base times the height. 1/2 times the base times the height. Anybody can repeat it after me? One student said yes, he repeated it. Another student said yes, he repeated it. And he made sure that everybody knows what is the rule or the equation for the area of the triangle. You know that? Yes, we know. Okay? Then, if you miss one homework, you will be penalized by half point of your final grade. Again, if you did not submit your homework on time, you will be penalized by the end of the semester from your final grade. What is this? It is a rule. It is exactly the same like the area of the triangle. Don't check me with this. Don't test me with this. If you did not submit your homework on time, you will be penalized. So this is another instructor's teaching strategy. What is the theme of this strategy, gentlemen? Fear. Other than that, what's the theme? I mean, what he want? I mean, what he's? Yes, it is one way of teaching. Okay, but what is he after? What is he after? Commitment, discipline. Yes. By rule, teaching by rule. The first one, teaching by repetition. The second one, teaching by rules. So the students will not forget the area of triangle, and they will not forget to submit their homework. And if they did in any of these, they will be penalized. Okay? A third person enter the class. Good morning, everybody. Abdurrahman, please open all the windows of this classroom. Then Abdurrahman stood up and he opened this window, this window, this window, this window, this window, this window. Then he said, okay, what do you think? Why do we open the windows? I want answers. Now, please, I want your answers now. Why do you think the third instructor opened all the windows? Yes, why? To refresh the air, good. Yes. To prepare the students, yes. To activate the students.
I think he's trying to extract the information from the students. They're the ones who are adding.
Nice, good. Just want the motivate the students and extract the information from them. Anything else? Huh? To involve the students. What else? All these answers he received from the students, by the way. Maybe more. Some of them said to refresh the air. Could be. He wants to start a subject related to the air and sound and sun and etc. And another student said just to have maybe more sunlight because the sun gives vitamin D and we are needed of that, and so on. But he said no, still there is one more answer. Focusing on the skill. What was that skill? Curiosity, yes. Everybody will be, alert. What is he going? Why he is asking this question? Why he did this thing? And maybe at the end, he said, I want to open your mind, my students, to receive what I'm going to tell you as we open all the windows. So, we have these 3 strategies. Memorization, learning by rules and discipline, and third one, I should say, creative methods and creative introduction. Now, each of these, when we talk about the time, the first one took maybe 15 minutes. Repeating agriculture. The second one also spent more time in, telling them what is the area of triangle and what is the things he wants them to understand and so on. The third one, it took maybe less time. But do you agree with me that the third one will be more active, more efficient, more enjoyable than the others? This is one of the skills. Okay. I want to show you a short video regarding these 3 things. Before the break, we had some discussion, and we said that we have what's called classroom management. One of the important things is the time. And we don't want to violate at least whatever we are saying. Okay, before the break, we saw 3 different teaching strategies. I'll show you a short video just comparing these 3 with different than my story. But it's the same analogy, same thing.
This is necessary because traditional teaching can be very debilitating. The brain profile system helps us understand why teaching frequently becomes boring or even fails. This happens when a single thinking preference or quadrant dominates the teaching process.
Study of trigonometry requires absolute patience. Anyone failing to turn in any homework assignment will be penalized 1 point on the final grade. Let me urge you now not to test me. Why do I stand up here? Anyone? Feel taller. Oh. And you're playing the show. I stand upon my desk to remind myself we must constantly look at things a different way.
Okay, it's very short. It tells the same story, that we have 3 different strategies, teaching strategies, maybe more. These are 3 of them, where the first one is just memorizing. And by the way, memorizing is not bad. It is one way of teaching, right? And all our children, colleagues who memorize the Quran, they started doing the same way. They are just repeating the same thing till it is now engraved in their minds, and it continues maybe till their death. But anyway, it is one way. Is it the efficient way for every subject? I think no. So each subject, each student, each environment, I should say, teaching environment, have different teaching strategies. The second one, teaching by discipline and rules. Again, it is good for some classes, some lectures, some courses, but not for others. But it can be used for certain courses and certain environments. The third one, it cannot be used everywhere, although it looks the best one. You see in this video, he stand up over the table and said, why I stand up there? One of the students said, because to look taller. Of course, they start speaking and telling about why did that student or that instructor stood over the table. But he said that no, I want you to look to the things differently. Same way like opening the windows of the classroom, all the windows in the classroom. Now, the main point out of this, that each environment has its own suitable way of teaching strategies. So look back to your course, what you are teaching, and say and see what is suitable for me for this week, what is suitable for me for this month, even what's suitable for me for half or part of the class. And you can change between the methods. Changing the method is a skill by itself. Changing the way you deliver your course is one way of, or so one type of skills that instructor should use or should practice. Okay. Now, I'll just remind you of these things, these phrases: tell me, show me, and involve me. Just to show you and to remind you the importance of involving the students in the classroom. So this phrase was said by different people. It is called, sometimes they say it is a Chinese wisdom. Some said it's an Indian wisdom. Some said no, it is Franklin said it one day. Regardless of who said it. But we have to use it and utilize it. Tell me and I will forget. So if you tell me something, the percentage of that it will stay in my mind is very low. It will go. I'll forget. And it happens many times. We introduce each other. So my name is Rizqallah Malkawi, and then you forget. I forget your name. Especially when you are talking about students. Knowing the student name is a skill by itself. So, but we forget because he tells me once. But if show me and I may remember. If you show me the thing, show me means there are two things. There are eye and at the same time I have ear. Now, the senses are more, then the memorization will be more and more. Still, involve me and I will understand. If I get involved by hands, by body, by mind, by doing things, acting, sharing, interacting, of course it will stay more and more and more. And this is practiced everywhere in all subjects. Of course, we cannot use these strategies in all subjects, but as I said, each subject has its own nature, its own properties, its own characteristics, where we can know where should we tell, where we should show, and sometimes where should we. If you, for example, use the technology. Use of the technology is one of the skills. Use of technology means we use the blackboard environment, we use the videos, we use many things. But not all the courses are suitable for such, this strategy is not suitable for all the courses. And even not for the classes, not for all the classes. So we have to know exactly where to use it and when to use it and what percentage we should use. Now, please keep this in your mind. And this strategy, again, tell me and I will forget, teach me and I will remember, and involve me and I learn. This is another phrase of that. Learn, I will learn. And as I said before, that learning is a process. Learning, please keep this in your mind, and I'm sure that you know it. I want to reiterate it again and again. Learning is a process of changing, not a process of gaining. It is not the amount of information. It is how much change I can make, I can do, I can influence the students in front of me. Therefore, this is what I'm after. Sharing is very important. So we have to use the sharing skills. And sharing starts in a very simple way, like asking a question or answering a question or listening to a question and let one student answer to that question, or ask the students and let the students search for the answer. So all these are sorts of sharing, ways of sharing. Sharing the information, sharing the skills, sharing the experiences, and so on. So the more we share, the more we learn. And the more the students will learn, and the education process will be as fun, as enjoyable as we like. Break.
تحتاج المايك مناقشة حاجة؟
لا أظن عدد كويس إذا ما عندكم زيادة أكون.
لا كمناقشة يعني في عندك هذا
هي في هي بس حيطلع برا عليهم. Okay. Now, there's a question for you, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Now, after 24 hours, now assume you have a lecture, a class. What percent of information is retained by students in a lecture environment? In a lecture environment, 5%, 10%, 20%, 40%, 50%, or any other percentage? 10%? Depends on the type of the lecture or the classroom. Depends of how you taught them, how you taught them. Exactly. So the answer is not one of these. The answer is dependent to the way we involve the students. Right? So, yes.
Retaining the information is a time function actually. And also it depends on the amount of information, amount of data given to the students in one lecture. Because maybe some instructors, they think that the more the better maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just a time function also, because sometimes I have seen in some courses that instructors giving too much information, the average of students' grade is not very well actually.
Thank you very much. What's your good name, please? Your good name? Your good name? Dr. Al-Eid said that it depends to the amount, time, and the way. Okay? Now, I think you are a quantitatively oriented person. Are you a math instructor?
No, I mean the field of science, yeah.
Okay. Yes, we said it is 24 hours. The time is fixed, 24 hours. It's a lecture type. Okay? And these are the percentages. Of course, it depends to the lecture time. Is it 50 minutes or 100 minutes? And it depends to the amount of information you give. But assume that all these are fixed. Time, weight, etc. Now, you remember this. We have two types of learning strategies, the active versus passive. And there was a book by this guy called Sousa in 2001, How the Brain Learns. It's a very important book. It's downloadable. You can download it from the internet. Now he said that after 24 hours, it is 5% if it's a lecturing. If I am just speaking and you are listening. After 24 hours, only 5% of the information are retained in the student minds. This slide is with you. And the book also, you can download. If it's a reading, ask students to read, okay, the lecture, and then lectured by reading, it is 10%. And so on. If we have audiovisual, it is more, 20%. If it is demonstration, doing things together, like for example, a chemistry lab, I mean the information retained more, okay, about 30%. If it's a discussion group, where we have Jacksaw, for example, or we have different strategies of learning strategies, it increases to 50%. If it's a practice by doing, like after you demonstrate and discuss the laboratory experiment, then you ask them to do it, the information retained is 75%. But if you teach others immediate use it immediately, up to 90%. This study was confirmed and, reported in this book. Again, it depends to how we deliver our course. And delivering the course is a skill. Delivering a course is a skill by itself. So the more you ask them to share, to practice, the more this is what we are after. We are after, the information and the skills and the attitudes at the end, the learning outcomes will retain, which means the impact should be sustainable in their minds for a longer time. Of course. This is an average. Yes, this is average value, by the way. It's not a single student, but it's an average. We make a study, those statisticians, they know that we take sample and that sample is representative and we have to know what is the error and, these types of the standard error and other things. Then they came out to be, these are the approximate values of the information retained after each type of delivery. Again and again, it depends to the course, nature of the course, and the type of the course, maybe the students' intellectuality, and so on. Now, since the beginning of their teaching and learning, we have always problems. We have always challenges. We as instructors, we are faced with many problems and challenges. What is the problem? What is the difference between problem and challenge? Are they the same? Is the problem same as a challenge? If not, what is the difference? If they are the same, they are the same. What do you think? We say that we have classroom problems, we have classroom challenges. Are they the same, gentlemen? The difficulty of the subject is a challenge, not a problem. Good. What else? Give me example, other example. So that we can, if they are different, give me example of that. This is a problem, this is a challenge. If we don't have tools, it's a problem. So what is the challenge in that particular things?
The challenge?
Your challenge in that particular problem?
The weakness of the instructor in making a good PowerPoint. This is a challenge. You can just work on it and it will be fixed.
Very good, nice. Do you have any other idea this side? Want to share? Yes. Yes, the problem is opportunity for challenge. Which comes first? Problems come first. If we have a problem, we don't have sound, it's a problem. How to fix that problem is a challenge. Right? Okay, what are the problems? We have a problem here. What's the challenge? I will continue. What are the problems, by the way? Give me some type of problems that we face in our classrooms. A huge number of students is a problem. Misbehavior is a problem. What else? Please don't look to the notes. No. Okay. Okay. I mean, low performance students or low intellectuality students is a problem. Time is a challenge. Manage the time. A shortage of the time is a problem. Yes. Resources, lack of resources is a problem. What else? You know, language barrier, is it a problem or a challenge? Language barrier is a challenge? Is a problem. Right? Huh? Yes, it is a barrier. We say barrier. It's a problem. How to manage it is a challenge. So we have many problems we face in our lives, right? Examples like this. Language barrier. Less motivated students. Unfortunately, they stay overnight playing with games or doing some unnecessary things, and they come in the classroom and they sleep in the classroom, right? So they are less motivated. Some students are forced to come to certain, for example, subjects, are less motivated. Some of the students have some psychological or family problems or relationship problems. They are less motivated. Motivation means for my class, I don't care about others. But of course, the other environment affects the motivation part or percentage of that students in my class. So if he is low motivated student or less motivated student, it's a problem. Again, hyperactive, so yes. Yes, we'll come to the challenge. Challenge is now for me, how to get them motivated is a challenge. Not only this, not only those less motivated. The whole student should be motivated and kept motivated till the end of the class, maybe the course. Now, the hyperactive students. Some students are, I mean, just, they are shy and they like to talk and they like to answer each questions and they like to, I mean, do some, because they are hyperactive in their lives. So it's a problem. How to control them, how to manage them is a challenge. So each problem is actually a challenge by itself, as the gentleman said here, that each problem is a generation of a challenge. Now, the syllabus versus time constraints. I don't know whether you face this problem or not, but I mean, we usually, frequently face a problem that we started with a course very slowly, and now when we go on, now we found, oh, we are, I mean, lacking of the time, and we start speeding up in the middle, and towards the end we miss some of the things. Of course, this is actually time management and course management problem, challenge. So if we have the time, usually is allocated. And I think the same in KFU. In KFU PM, we have each lecture certain amount of, I mean, it's everywhere, certain amount of information and pages, etc., sections to be covered in that course. If it's not covered, the student has to cover it at home. And my challenge is to make sure that the students understand the subject, although I did not discuss it for them. Or I have to, I mean, it depends to the, so this is a problem, and how to manage it is another. Sometimes we have a discipline problem or misbehavior. I mean, occasionally, some incidents happen here and there that a student, I mean, misbehave with his colleagues or her colleagues, and sometimes with the instructor himself, or in the class, before getting in the class, and maybe be, I mean, outside the university boundary. And the second day, everything comes to the classroom with that, I mean, information or that problem with him or her. So it is a problem. So these are some of the challenges that we may face in our, thank you. Some of the problems that we face in our teaching process or learning process.
But I think syllabus versus time constraint, when you say syllabus versus time constraint, then it becomes a challenge to complete the syllabus within a particular period of time.
Yes, it's a challenge. This is the challenge. to manage the time limit, I mean the time allocated for the syllabus is a challenge. It's a challenge. But if we have a problem with the time, first it's a problem. I mean, is that if the time is not enough, it's a problem. This is what I meant actually. You take it this way. Yes. It was sudden and it was a big problem. It was a big problem. And some universities, they just finished, some instructors, they just canceled the last part. Some of them, they speed up. And these are the way how we could manage that time. It was a problem, really a problem. And sometimes the problems are manageable. Sometimes they are not manageable. It's out of control, out of hands. But we have to manage. Now this morning, when we are searching for our rooms, we don't know where, we came here 8 o'clock, sometime. We don't know where to go. And we don't know, which level, whether first floor, second floor. And we start searching, we don't find names, so there was a problem. Then we waited till the people came and they informed us. One of my colleagues, Dr. Nadine, you will see her tomorrow maybe or the day after, she was thinking that she would have a setup like this. But she found that it is, auditorium, which is not suitable for her workshop. And they could manage, and she is now beside me. Okay, these are the classroom problems. Now, all these problems can be minimized or eliminated by skills. This is what I claim, that all these problems and many others can be minimized, if not eliminated, by infusing skills in our classroom. Yes.